So we trust his words, unless he's using air quotes. And unless he's joking. And unless it's just locker room talk, unless he's overdosing on Viagra, unless he gets bronzer in his eyes in case his socks don't match, in case he has a hemorrhoid. Otherwise...
She could really go on and on.
I could.
Not a joke.
But it's only an hour show.
I do think it's problematic that we can't necessarily believe what he's saying and what he is tweeting, because he tweeted that President Obama wiretapped him. He repeated it over and over and over again. They've opened up investigations into it, and I think what the American people need to realize is these investigations cost money, and guess who pays for it? Taxpayers. We do. Taxpayers pay for it. The Benghazi investigation costs over $9 million. And $3 million a year. And so these investigations are now ongoing. He wants an investigation into voter fraud. Guess who's going to pay for that? We're going to pay for it. So when he tweets...
You turned into a conservative now, my friend.
I am somewhat conservative, but when he tweets these things, we pay for it.
Yeah.
I hope
his
people understand
accusations
that.
have consequences, and I think that when even Sean kind of justifies it, which I think he's actually backtracking, they're trying to help or solve the situation, but he speaks so loosely, and the problem is, like you said, once he puts these words down, now he is the president, people have to fall into action, because these are huge accusations, even the voter fraud, when we talk about that.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, there's no proof that it doesn't exist.
I think
I'm joking.
Yeah.
But it took a week. It took a week. First of all, they were supposed to find out yesterday. They looked into it. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And now they're saying that he was joking. He wasn't kidding. It's in air quotes and all that.
Extended the deadline to
Well, then
next
why
Monday.
didn't he say that last week? If he was joking yesterday, why wasn't he joking last week?
He wasn't.
He should have used an emoticon. We have these. If you're joking, you could maybe put this one up. I think we have these.
You're really going to ask the
No,
artist to put...
I'm telling Donald that this will help him. You're kidding? Do the little crazy smiley. If you sound outrageous, but you mean it in the best way possible, put this one up.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if...
Don't miss this, Jen. And if you're speaking from a place of anger, and we shouldn't believe you because it's just your anger talking, put up that one.
That's Twitter etiquette.
Problem solved, you guys.
There you
should have
go.
been the president.
All right. Very good.
That surprised me. Let me just say, though, if you look at his tweets, there are two where he does put the word wiretapping in quotations. Then he followed that up with two more, though, where he talks about President Obama tapping my phones, no quotation marks, and then a second one that Obama gone to tap my phones during the very sacred election process, where he doesn't use quotation
Is
marks.
that the one where he spells tap, T-A-P?
T-A-P-P, yes.
And he says that Obama was a sick guy.
So I don't mind, on your point, Sonny, I don't mind an investigation when there's proof of wrongdoing or there's suspicion of wrongdoing or lives have been lost and you're trying to figure out what a problem is. I actually think the Benghazi investigation was very much justified.
$9 million.
This, however, you have the problem is you have the Department of Justice and you have the House Intel Committee saying, where is the evidence of this? They don't have anything to go on here.
Because he made
that is a problem.
He made it up to distract from the Russian investigation.
That very well may be the case.
Did he get it from a fake news site, though?
But speaking of fake news, I think there's just a general mistrust that people have. The sentiment in general, people don't trust the media. People don't trust the news because of fake news. They don't necessarily trust the president. I think that's why he's able to get away with it for so long, because there's general
what
mistrust.
Abraham Lincoln said.
And by
I
the way,
didn't remember, so I know this. He said you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
We're on to him now, and we'll be right back with more Hot Topics.